you may use such a tool which is very powerful. Everyone keep on using that, but not everyone ready to say openly that, okay guys, I'm really using that. If you come, just again, let me explain. If you come to the people, to the public, and say, I'm such and such a name, and I have huge revelation ideas, I discover this and that, nobody care. Thousands of people, millions of people think the same way. Half of them are crazy. Half of them are not crazy, but who cares? But if you put your very small brand, in the beginning your brand is really small. You take your very small brand, like first step, newborn, brand new, nobody knows, small brand, and put it into some kind of connection, relation with a huge brand. The very simple example is, you take autobiography of a yogi and say, I am teaching actually this tradition which is about this book, but this book is the most famous in the world of yoga. Autobiography of a Yogi by Paramahamsa Yogananda. Then immediately you become not small and nobody knows what it is all about, but you become something. And then, some people may say, look, this is the most famous book, very famous tradition, and this person is, looks like he is teaching this kind of techniques. Now in the Western world and in India, Mahatma Babaji become extremely famous, and it's good and it's bad at the same time. It's wonderful that more and more people start to speak about him. It's wonderful, but it's awful that many people starting to trade with this wonderful name. And we have to be very careful, gentle, conscious, and know, how can we use these tools, and how not to go too far and just spoil the spiritual spirit, of the tradition. I mean to say, if Mahatma Babaji may come to you today, tomorrow, and then visit you like every day for next 1 year, and give you huge instructions, blessings, initiations, and later on he will tell you, you can go and tell to the people that you're my direct disciple. Then it's you can go and tell. But to create a fantasy about Mother Babaji is not really good. And it's always a huge question, how can we recognize that this person is really direct disciple of Babaji and that just cheating? It's very difficult because no any logical proof. How can we prove? Not possible. We may use our intuition, slightly maybe reasoning, but everything is imperfect because we never know exactly that this person really disciple, direct disciple, that person not. It's always difficult. But when I think about all that, I feel that about somebody, I don't want to pronounce the name, but I just feel that somebody can be direct disciple. Somebody maybe met him But you know, there's a huge difference between if somebody just got a darshan of Mahatma Babaji, it doesn't mean that you are a disciple. It means just, okay, he gave blessing and he just appeared out of flash of light, maybe gave some instruction, but it does mean that you are a direct disciple and may go and say that, okay, I'm a messenger from Babaji. But some people, okay, may experience Mahatma Babaji in a lucid dreams, but it doesn't mean that you're a special messenger, okay? You know, thousands of people actually experiencing Mahatma Babaji in lucid dreams and they just keep silent, you know. So it's all you know, big questions. I mean to say that sometimes people create their own techniques and then say, okay, I met Babaji, now I'm going to teach you, and also here is autobiography of a yogi. It becomes like business. So we have to be very careful. But the main idea is like you take your small brand, you put it next to the huge brand of tradition, and then immediately public, or let us say target readers, or okay, people who are, of course, not everyone interested in meditation, mantra, self-inquiry, spirituality, but those who are interested, they immediately will pay attention to you because you are part of certain tradition, certain already famous brand. But it must be clear, genuine, no fantasies, no, you know, all that really black kind of trade about around with Mahatma Babaji or the biography of Yogananda. So it must be clear and pure. But this is tool and very powerful one, and so we have to use it. Okay, if somebody, okay, actually huge number of people are using this. When Yogananda came to the United States, of course he was very powerful personality, bright, powerful, divine, but at the same time he came and he was in an orange dress. He was Swami, he was monk of the ancient Swami order. And at that time, in 1920s, many people already knew about this tradition because of Swami Vivekananda, who actually came to the West something like 20 plus years or maybe even 30 years before Yogananda. Okay, people knew about this Vedic tradition and Himalayan masters because of Madame Blavatsky and Theosophical Society. So it means when Yogananda came, actually he also did the same, and nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you tell truth to the people, it's right. If you lie, telling lie, okay, that's wrong. And Yogananda came and he was absolutely truthful. He came and he told to the public, okay, I am Indian yogi. I am part of ancient tradition of Shankaracharya. Okay, I am in an orange dress. I am Swami. That's true. But he put his, like small brand, imagine 1920s, nobody knew him, into that huge tradition of the Swami's order. Then he told, okay, my guru, Sri Yukteswar, Lahiri Baba, huge mystics with a huge supernatural power, spiritual power, divine power. Now I'm disciple from that great gurus. Immediately his small brand grew. Then he spoke about Mahavdar Babaji. And by the way, Yogananda was very careful when he spoke about Mahavdar Babaji, because actually he met him huge number of times, but he mentioned only about one meeting. But even he mentioned about this meeting only in the end of his life. But all his life, Yogananda in 20s, 30s and 40s, he just during his on his public lectures, he just spoke about existence of Mahavatar Babaji, immortal yogi, but he never mentioned about his personal meetings. He mentioned about only one meeting in the end of his life while writing his autobiography. But really, he met him huge number of times. Yeah? But anyway, all that things are tools which Yogananda was using to become extremely famous. Of course, he was powerful, clever, wise, he was sane, mystic, but also these tools we can clearly see. And let me repeat that Yogananda came in 20s, in 20th century, in 20s and 30s, but before him, 30 years before Vivekananda, and 50 or 60 years before Madame Blavatsky and Theosophical Society, they already, let us say, constructed the foundation for the people to understand what Yogananda was speaking about. So that's how it is. And in my books, I'm writing books about Satya Sai Baba, and I have to be very careful because, in 90s I was his personal interpreter, and my job to preserve these memories, these stories, and write them down and publish. And that's clear that my brand is growing because I was his interpreter, and of course those people who really devotees of Satya Sai Baba, they're very interested in me. Those who hate him, they don't worry about me, but I also don't worry about them. But I have to be very careful because it's very dangerous now to trade with this holy name of Satya Sai, and we have to be very careful not to do so. There's some differences, some distance is there. It's a very subtle distance between just to say, really I was his interpreter, and now I'm publishing books, and of course for people it's something very interesting, but I don't want to put me into position like some special messenger. No crazy ideas. We have to be careful, and one more example. I'm publishing books about Kriya Yoga, Yogi Ramayana, Mahavatar Babaji. I spent more than 10 years with Yogi Ramayana. Yogi Ramayana was direct disciple of Mahavatar Babaji. And now I'm sitting here and just speaking and writing and making videos about all that. It means the same tool. I take my brand, put it next to the huge one, and then people start to pay attention to me more and more.
You mean your name when you said your brand?
My name, my face, and my biography. It's actually, what does it mean personal brand? My name, name, form, my face. People when they surf on internet, they may already recognize in YouTube, Facebook, etc. And my biography. This is
your story.
My story. My mythology. And that mythology must be absolutely truthful. Because actually mythology is the next step, biography is the next step. But now I just put the first tool. Put your brand next to the huge brand.